All right, you guys, we are back, and it has been a little bit of time, but we are getting progress made on the coffee trailer. Last thing I showed you guys, I believe, was finishing the outside, getting all the wood up and all that jazz. I still need to maybe stain it so it doesn't turn gray on me. So far, me and my dad have ran wiring and cut out each can light for the outside. So out here. And I have little rags stuffed in them right now because birds were starting to make themselves at home. So like we got a bird making a nest up in this one. So I gotta shove a thing up in that one.
That's what she said.
So as you can see right here, we have the wiring right there hanging out, ready to be wired in for a can light. And then I ran out of wire just a couple times actually. So I've had to run to the store a few times, but we also got all the outlets in. We have multiple outlet spots. We have the 210 ran for the espresso machine, and we have lots of outlet spots just in case we need them. So yeah, and then we have the big box right here. So it's all ran to right here, and then the switches for the lights, outside lights and inside lights. That's the progress we've made. We're gonna finish running the wiring for the can lights on the inside right here. We got the electrical boxes for the can lights up, just screwed up basically in the right position. And these ones are really cool actually because there is a wire. All they do is plug into the can light, but we still have to wire in the box itself. So I'm actually gonna go around and hardwire all of them in, I guess. And then these are actually the can lights I'm gonna be putting on the outside. I don't think I can angle these ones, but yeah, these ones are gonna be on the outside. I should get these in right now, because I have birds that are loving to make themselves at home in the drilled holes. So I keep having to put cloths up there. I will show you the process on one of these lights. I took an X-Acto knife, you cut back the sleeve. So you just put 2 little cuts on both sides of the sleeve, and then you just pull it off, and it literally will just slide off. And then after you slide it off, the 3 wires will be right there. Then you take and you use the teeth, the correct teeth, you know, or whatever, and then you, obviously 1 wire at a time, do the same exact thing. You just put a little cut in it, slide the sleeve right off, and then the wire will pop right out right there. And then this is what I'm plugging them into, so we're gonna go white to white. So I'm gonna plug this one in right there. It slides in, and then this white one is gonna plug into the other hole that's right there.
That's what she said.
Right there in between, and that is how you keep the power going. That's how you connect it, and it goes from line to line. So I'm gonna plug all these in, and I'll show you guys after. All right, I'll tell you what, this is for sure a shoulder workout, keeping your arms up like that, but we got it done. Basically, literally just, it's plug and play. And then once you're done, you just tuck them up in there, and then shut it, and that's all. And I'm gonna do that to all 8 lights. We're 2 done. And yeah, 6 more to go, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do the outside ones also. I got some more supplies, ran to Home Depot, so we got, okay, not the jet skis. I got 2 more lights for this upper area. I'm not sure if I showed you guys yet, but I have been inserting the outdoor can lights, and I got all the supplies I need for the power supply, so that's gonna go right here. It'll basically be this box right here. I got a bunch of stuff to basically run it. I run up with this right here in the conduit, and then we're basically I'm gonna run it down right here and then plop it out right there. So I got all the like little pieces that I'll need basically to keep it up to code. And yeah, hopefully this thing passes inspection first try, and then we can get started with covering up the electrical and all that and actually getting the inside finished. Also, the worst part about this is it's 12 feet in the air, and I'm using a super short ladder. It's like a 4-foot ladder, so I'm reaching up as much as I can. I'm maxed out. Let's get this thing wired up. I have 5 more lights to do, and I'm already 6 in, so we're just gonna bust them out really fast. I definitely need a bigger ladder, guys. I can barely even see inside the light, so I gotta figure something out. All right, we're getting that first piece cut, guys. And we still have to cut out the lights and stuff too. So it's obviously gonna be a little more complicated, but this first piece is gonna have 4 out of the 8 lights in it. So we're gonna have to cut all the circles in them, and then we'll get it down. Alright guys, we got the first board up. I think it looks really, really good. We got a ton of staples in it to hold it up. It takes that many staples only because it literally will warp in every little spot that you don't, just because that gravity is strong up here. And because it's particle board, it just is really flimsy. So you gotta keep it nice and tight.
That's what she said.
Up to it with a bunch of staples. But that's the first one. We're gonna get the next 2 up. I'm just gonna put a trim piece all the way across just to cover the staples instead of puttying it and painting over it again. We're coming up with things as we go, guys. That's what most of this coffee stand's been about. But let's get the next 2 up. Goodness, that was way harder than it should have been. Yeah, this is the last ceiling piece, but so far I think it looks great. This one went up pretty easy. Now that we have all the measurements, look at that. There's 0 sag anywhere, and the lights completely line up. I love these lights too. They're like so bright and crisp, and they look modern, so I think it looks good. But all right, let's get this last one cut out and up, and then I'll show you guys the final results. Finished the wall. It's late. I'm tired. Came out here. We finished the entire ceiling. I think it looks great. And then we got 1 board up on the wall. Man, is it tough to like. It's just time consuming to like measure out the outlets right there. I got out a handy tool. It's like a little router, and we just outlined that. Cut it out after the fact. Had a close call right there, but obviously that'll be covered with trim, so it does not matter. But yeah, we'll be out here the next couple days finishing that. We are back, and we have made a lot of progress, you guys. Check out what we've done. We've gotten the countertops in. We have gotten the sinks in, cut out into the countertops. All the walls in, except for 1 wall, because that is the electrical panel, and we might have to dig back into that still. We don't know yet. We have 1 little electrical issue where like all the outlets won't work at one time. It's either 1 on this wall over here or all of them. So I don't know what's going on with that. We're gonna dig back into it. Now we are working on the main countertop. We're gonna make it look cool and incorporate it to where it actually rests on the ledge of the window sills instead of putting it down below like these ones. So like this one is flush. That one we're gonna put where it's actually resting on top of it. So it's gonna be higher than this countertop and this one. It's gonna look sweet. And we won't have to put trim along the bottom of the window, and it won't look weird at all. Here is the cabinets. This is where they will be. They're already in place, screwed into the wall just with little screws. And this isn't actually, it's not actually like, we haven't siliconed it on yet or wood glued it yet. We are waiting because when I open up that silicone, I still have to go onto the roof, and there's actually a vent pipe that goes all the way up to the wall, and there's technically a hole in the roof right now, but it's sunny out, so I don't care to go up there to put a cone over it yet to seal it. But when I open up that silicone, that's when we're gonna put all these down. Let's get this big countertop in, as that's gonna be the last one other than this one, so let's get it done.
Oh, I think this is good.
Guys, this is who's gonna be working the shop, and
we can put the espresso machine on it.
we have her come out here all the time to give us input. She's the reason half of this is the way it is right now. But you think it's gonna be good in the windowsill?
If it's like this height, that's fine. But if
Yeah,
it's
no,
any
that's
higher,
2 inches higher over there.
Yeah, if it's any higher, then no.
Should we go get it and put
But
it on
that's
there?
No, I think it's fine because like realistically, it's like this. No, you're good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we got the approval, guys. I got the espresso machine moved in here just for fun. I wanted to see the actual look and to motivate me a little bit. So we got the upper trim on all the way across, front and sides. Now I just have to wait to do that one. And then I just got the trim put in underneath the main counter right here, which is pretty much the only spot that needs it other than back by the door over there. But that's also covered by the fridge. So obviously I'm gonna do trim right there, but that's about it for now. I'm actually gonna, I think, end up leaving these wheel wells exposed just because it kind of looks cool inside of here. They look rustic and they're black. And they're, I don't know, they just have a cool look to them. Before we do the trim right here, we're gonna cut this butcher block to be the size of the counter right here. It's gonna actually be the same length as this one. So they're both straight across from window to window. The blade is super dull and it's walking over to the right, which is not good. So we're gonna possibly change the blade out for a better blade. Because this butcher block has rounded edges like right here, and we just cut a straight edge into this, we are also routing it and making it rounded. So we're using this little gadget right here and making it smooth. Nice smooth edge right there, just to match this one. Perfecto. Now they are completely lined up, straight across. Alrighty guys, we are up on the roof of the trailer because a couple of weeks ago we put in that vent pipe for the drains. We never actually sealed anything under it, so it's completely open right there, and water has been able to drain down it. And it's just so whatever gets caught in the P-traps and stuff can vent out. But we're gonna put this cone on it to seal it up with silicone and screws. So let's get this thing on. All right guys, basically it just is gonna look like this, with screws all around it, and the silicone underneath it, but we're gonna call that. Alrighty you guys, we're putting the countertops on. We just siliconed. Here we go.
Okay, your side is doing it first.
Countertop is on, guys. And then guys, we're gonna do this countertop right now. Alright guys, countertops are on. Now we just let them dry. Countertop is screwed in, so we don't have to silicone anything. These puppies just always are right next to me. Usually they're always chilling right here. Milo's blind, so he like doesn't come close to right here because anytime I start up a saw or something, he gets all scared. And we are that much closer to being finished. Just got a package in the mail and thought it was actually the pitcher rinser, which is gonna go right there, but it was Prime. Prime had sent me a bunch of stuff. So they sent me their hydration sticks, their energy drinks, and their new Halloween glowberry drinks. So excited to try these. Maybe I'll do a little taste test really fast on all of them, I guess. Today we are getting the trim done, guys. So I already put up all the inner trim for all the windows. And now I'm just gonna go around and do the exact same thing, but on the outside. Once I do that, we can start doing the rest of the trim all around the roof. That's gonna be the really fun part. Just cut out this wall panel to finally put it up there. However, I forgot that I put up that trim piece at the top. So I need to either tear it all the way off or just peel up the corner and somehow slide this behind it, which is probably what I'll end up doing. Yeah, the trim came in pretty nicely. However, I ran out of one last piece to go up right there. All the edges came out good. I had to cut it out around the window right there, the bottom window. So this one just came out like that. Gaps are good and gaps are even. That's not all the way in yet, but it will be soon. So yeah, that's how we're going. Maybe let's get this up right now. absolutely downpouring, and the type of board I'm using cannot get wet. So I think it's called MDF. It's basically particle board. You can see the rain just coming down. So that saw now is all wet. Yeah, so that's just part of the season. So I'm not gonna be able to work on this right now. I'm gonna close this window actually so it doesn't get the trim all wet. Door's all trimmed out now, which I think it looks great. And then I just need to finish this corner now. Other than that, we're moving, rocking and rolling. Alrighty, the rain is gone. It's nice and beautiful out today. So let's get this place looking snazzy. So I have not finished the outside right here where the tanks are yet. Because we have not plumbed this into the drain yet. That's the drain pipe. And then obviously this is the freshwater one, which we will still have to plumb in as well. But this looks ugly. So we're gonna transform this and make it look a little bit better. And we got the countertops finished. We have all the trim done. There was actually one situation we had where, so the whole trailer, all the lights and stuff were working, but then all of a sudden they stopped working and it was blowing the circuit every time we plugged it in. So we knew there was a nail somehow touching a wire somewhere, grounding it. Everything was working until I put on that last wall. And then obviously the trim and stuff went after the wall. So I started taking off the trim. I took off this top piece, the one above the door that goes vertical, and then the side one right there along the wall. And it started working again. So I took it off, put it back up, but put nails in different spots, and now it's working again. So that is good that we found that issue right away. Because that would have been a pain in the butt to take off the wall panels and stuff just to find it. Other than that, I have already gone ahead and started caulking all of the gaps. So if you look down here, every single spot that used to have a big gap is now filled. I think I could have done a better job the first go around. You only do one go around, but like underneath the countertop back here, you can't tell. It's just like a white filler, I guess. So I did the window seals and up there. And now we have to finish doing it in spots like this where you can clearly see the gaps with just this stuff right here. All right, so I got the ceiling all finished. Now, basically from this point, the windows backwards, I need to just do downwards, down to the countertops, and then I'll be done. That's the process, basically just taking this little glider thing and running it all the way down, getting rid of the excess. I'm actually using all the excess from this rag and putting it in the really thick gaps that I had to fill the wheel well spots. I'm gonna finish all of this down and then we're gonna work on the sinks next. Like I said, the sinks, I've already ran and done one sink so far, just 3 more to go. We got the water heater right here. I need to find a spot for the water pump. That'll be wherever the water comes in at. So maybe I'm thinking putting the water to come in on the outside of the trailer actually. Basically right here. So basically when you walk in, it'll be right on the right there. That's where it'll be hooked up. Possibly, that's an option. But I do have the freshwater tank in the front, so we'll find out where the best spot to put the water pump is. Okay, we're getting the water finally plumbed. We got the water heater right here already ready and hooked up. Basically, once we have it all hooked up, I'll show you the route we're taking for everything. I see it. All right, guys, that's the look. We got a hole. Yeah, perfect. All right, guys, there's our hole. And now we're gonna run this line. We already ran it from over there over. Now we're just gonna run it straight up. Alrighty, and just like that, we have this water hooked up right there. And then if I haven't showed you guys the front yet, I started building the box. And then because these nails are coming through like that and I don't want them to hit the thing, I'm actually just gonna put some of the cedar on this side, which is actually the same depth. So the tank will push up against the cedar on the inside as well. And then I'm gonna put the face on it like that and a little roof, like the material of this. This is how it's ran all the way to the cabinet over there. And then, yeah, we just plumbed it back up to go to the espresso machine right there and the pitcher rinser. And this is the drain system we got going on right here for the gray water. So it comes out right there, plumbed it over here. And then we actually made it to where we can drain it with a garden hose to like far away if we need to. So basically open this right here, it'll flow. And then open this right here and it'll flow through the garden hose. So yeah, we got it all plumbed up. And we're on the last little stretch right now. Okay, you guys, all we have left is basically hooking up from this water line to this water pump and to this for the ice maker, and then also for the pitcher rinser right there. We're running all of our drains just like that into the wall right there. And then we have one more drain line we gotta get for that goes underneath the espresso machine right there. But basically we have the stuff we need to get is this stuff, but the stuff we have is like threaded differently than what the machine is. So all the stuff we had is actually not gonna work. So we're gonna go get that. And right now there is a massive mess in here. So I think I'm gonna clean it up a little bit and get it a little more empty. Cause if you open the drawer and stuff like that, a little less messy. Cause if you open the drawer, we still got all the stuff we've been using in all the cabinets and stuff. It's a mess. So we're gonna carry some of this back out to the shop, clean it up, and then it'll pretty much be an empty shell ready to go after this. Alrighty, you guys, because we only have a couple weeks left of summer, we're gonna get the last thing that I had to do on the outside of the trailer done. That was putting the gutter on, and we only have to put the gutter on one side, obviously, because the roof is one big slant. Yeah, just super simple, little screws, and we just have to cut one gutter to make it the full length. So let's get it done. And that was the last screw that he just put on. It got dark out. We went inside and ate breakfast. We went inside and ate dinner, guys. And we just finished up the actual gutter. And then next time there's a little daylight out here, we will come out here and put the downspout on. Okay, you guys, we are back. We just went and took a quick trip to Home Depot to get hopefully our last little bit of parts, which was 2 metal hose lines to replace the ones that came with the pitcher rinser and the La Marzocco espresso machine, because the threads on them were a little bit different. But hopefully we got exactly what we needed to finish up all the plumbing, and then this thing is pretty much good to go. I actually turned on the water earlier, and there's a small hole in the bottom of the blue filter, which I'm not sure, we must have accidentally punctured it at some point, so I'm gonna have to go to the store and replace that again. Hopefully the next time you guys see this thing, it will be completely finished. Except gotta add the header board and then it'll be done.